Hello, and welcome to Business with Smith Co. Hello, and welcome back to Business with Smith Co. Today we're going to be talking about the stages in new product development. So, stage 1, idea generation. So the first step in a new product development is to really identify the various potential product ideas. This can come from brainstorming, where a group of staff sit down and discuss different possible ideas, in a creative environment, or it can come from other sources, such as conducting market research or by looking at staff suggestions. Now, at this stage, an idea is just thought up. It isn't brought forward. It's just thought up and at its simple stage. Next comes product screening. SWOT analysis, or strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis, is applied to identify the ideas with commercial potential. So whether or not the idea actually has the possibility of being commercially viable. Any ideas that are apparently seen as with no future potential are discarded at this stage. However, this does not mean that these ideas are not commercially viable. It just means that at this stage you have identified them to be. However, you may be, incorrectly identified them. Next comes concept development. A USP, or unique selling point, is required to make the product stand out from competitors, if there are any. The business needs to develop design, shape, logo, and branding. They need to do this to take on the concept of the general idea to a real and detailed product. Next, of course, comes stage 4, feasibility study. Is the idea viable? Businesses can use cash flow forecasts to show revenue and costs, or create a break-even chart that will show how many units need to be sold to cover costs. Other questions they might ask might include: is there a market actually big enough to sell to? Is this market is it commercially viable? As this is discussed obviously in product screening, but this is where you actually look at it. You're not just thinking is it commercially viable. You actually test it. You're actually using a break-even analysis to see what exactly the product cost and then how much you have to sell. It is also asking, is it possible to physically produce it? Because it's all well good to think up an idea for a product. And at this stage, you could have design, you could have all these other things, you could have packaging, all these other things, but if you don't have the actual ability, maybe, there's not enough money, maybe, you just don't have the technology, or whatever the case may be, is it physically possible to produce? And will it function? Next comes prototype development. A business will create the first working model of the product. It will then use this to see how the product looks and functions. Additional prototypes can be developed and to be tested to eliminate errors and improve it until the business is happy to proceed with the idea. Next comes test marketing. This is the first time that a certain part of the public will be given this product. So by creating a small batch of products and sampling it in the market, a business can gauge the consumer response. It can take the feedback into account and then make any modifications if required before going into full production. Because you don't want to go to full production before you've actually gotten any errors. Because let's say consumers want to have a different color. They say, no, this color is very bland, or this color is too vibrant, this doesn't suit, or it needs this extra feature. Then this is the point when you haven't made anything yet, but you have made the product. You just haven't made loads of them. So you're able to make changes, and it means that your costs do go down. Finally, you get to product launch, and this is stage 7. And this is the final stage. So the product is launched to the entire market. A business tries to get media coverage. It might hold a press conference or use social media to gain publicity for the new product. The launch can include an advertising campaign. Obviously, currently we don't have any advertising for our stuff. We do obviously have videos that are they're like advertisements, but they're like, click on the video and it's like, oh, there's this thing coming out next week, or there's this thing that just came out. If you want to watch it, it's available. That kind of thing, so that you don't necessarily have to do that. So sometimes in that case, there is a situation in which, you know, advertising may not be the route that may go down. They basically make a press launch, which in some cases can be a lot less costly. So if the business is trying to cut costs on that front, then that can really benefit them. And, you know, it does help, you know, a lot of businesses to be in that position, to have that thing where you're like, well, yeah, you can there. Anyway, in the next video, we'll be talking about what exactly the challenges are to set up a new business. Apologies for the shortness of this video. We do these videos by topic, so, you know, there's that. So apologies for that, and hopefully you'll join us next time. You can also view other videos, they're available, or subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hopefully you'll see us next time, as I've just said. Like, why did I say that again?